another episode of Rumors from the Corner. Today is Monday, April 15th, tax day. Episode 11. Jimbo, what's up, my man?
Wataguan.
How you been?
I've been good, man. I've been good.
It's been a couple weeks.
Oh, it sure has. It sure, man, and whoa, my goodness. There's been a lot of crazy things happen since the last time we were on.
There's been a lot going on the last couple weeks for sure.
Nobody could have predicted in what happened in 2 weeks' time. Trust me on that.
I think, well, it's going to be a new look in the Commonwealth.
It sure is.
Next year with basketball season.
Oh, man, it sure is. How you been, though? Did you have a good spring break?
Yeah, not too bad. Went down to Florida with the family.
Down there with all the other crazies down there?
Yeah.
Was it as crazy down there as people were saying? Because they were saying, like, that whole seaside area was just
it was pretty wild, yeah.
Was it more crowded than you've seen it?
I've only been a couple times, but yes, it was bad. A lot of people from Georgia, a lot of people from Louisiana.
I mean, the kids loved it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they just hop on.
Kids loved it. The parents, maybe not so much, but we had a great time.
Anybody get their bike stolen this year?
I tell you what, you couldn't swing a dead cat without somebody getting their bike stolen. It was... I think my son had his bike stolen a couple times.
I mean, that's the whole thing down there. It's like, I mean, that's where the kids learn to toughen up, because it's like, look, going down, you're going to get your bike stolen.
For sure.
And we ain't renting another bike. So what you got to do?
You got to steal one.
You got to steal another one.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day,
what
it
goes
don't
around,
matter. Yeah, all them guys down there, they're just passing the bikes back and forth anyhow. As long as you started with 3 and you come back with 3 and they're all in one piece.
One of my son's buddies, he got his bike stolen and his shoes stolen.
And the shoes?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
At one point, he had no shoes. He had to borrow my flip-flops for a couple days.
Oh, man.
But it was a great time. It was sunny out the whole time.
Weather was good?
Yeah, it was a little windy, but went with a good group.
Did you do any fishing?
It was fun. Yeah.
Catch any?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, it was
Did you bring some back
really
or not?
good time. No, we
fry them
cooked
up down there?
We cooked
That's
it
always
there.
good. That's always good. Mr. Evans, was he in charge of frying this year?
No, he wasn't there.
Oh, he wasn't?
No, he was on a cruise this year.
Who did all the frying this year?
Well, to be honest with you, I was the grill man.
Oh,
I grilled it, and it was good.
Turned out good?
Yeah,
awesome.
Great. We had so much fish. It was a lot.
Good. That's good.
What about you?
Did you microwave any?
We didn't. Not this year. Not this year. Different crew.
Yeah, it was. We had a good time, man. We ended up going to Jamaica. I had never been before, and Mandy and I and Brody and some of his buddies and their parents, and man, Marvin, you know my good buddy Marv. Oh, Marv, we got to give a shout out to Marv. He went over there too, and of course Marvin's from over there, so it was really cool being able. We stayed at a resort, and then Marvin had rented a car, so he would come and pick us up, and he took us up, to where he grew up, and showed us, his neighborhood, and man, it was something to see. At the end of this, I'll post some pictures.
Cool.
And show you some of the different spots we went to. I mean, we even I went to this one. You up there, man. You just kind of walk the streets, and we went up to this one little corner, man. They had a big smoker. I looked over there. I'm like, "What are they cooking, Marv?" He's like, "I don't know." He gets to look and he goes, Baba, it's chicken neck. I said, chicken neck? Have you ever had chicken neck?
I don't think I have. Not yet.
I mean, the things that we wouldn't think about eating over here, I mean, they put it on the smoker over there, and it was fabulous, man. I could have just sat there and ate chicken necks and drank Red Stripe all day and just shot the shit with all my new buddies over there. But it was cool. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The weather was nice, and but I'm glad to be back.
Yeah.
Just had the Masters. The Commonwealth got shook up, and ready to get rock.
Let me ask you this: I've been over Jamaica before, and when's the next time you will drink a Red Stripe?
Man, I'll tell you what, it'll be a while.
Yes.
The resort that I stayed at, they had Red Stripe, and it was only on tap too. So
wasn't cold.
As if Red Stripe didn't, it's not the greatest beer, but it's not bad.
Sure.
I could drink it out of a bottle or a can all day long. just draft. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like you said, it's not that cold.
Nothing's cold over there.
Whew, buddy. But you know, you take the good, you take the bad. Marv took me to a little spot and showed me where to get some cold bottled beers. So
Cool.
I said, I asked him, I said, Marv, man, I said, can we get this and can we get that? He goes, Bobo, you're in Jamaica. We get whatever you want, man. You know, so we didn't have any problem finding anything. Trust me on that.
All right. Yeah. We got 2 new coaches, basketball coaches now. Pat Kelsey and Mark Pope. What are the odds would have been if those two, if we'd have said up 6 weeks ago?
Trillion to 1.
Trillion. Easily.
Trillion to 1.
Easy.
I mean, and you know what, man? I am so ecstatic. I mean,
Good.
Really. I think Louisville's got a great coach. I think Kentucky's got a great coach. I mean, you know, here's the deal. Here's when the Pope thing went down. Of course, you know me. I'm already asleep, right? I didn't think there was any way I was going to go to bed one morning, wake up the next morning, we're going to have a new coach. With that being said, I wake up about midnight, take a piss. Brody's coming up the stairs and he says, Dad, we got our new coach. Now, this is right after Drew had turned us down that morning. I'm thinking, well, who the hell did we get? He said, Mark Pope. I just started laughing. I go, no, we didn't. He goes, oh, Dad. He shows me the ESPN thing, right? I'm like, you got to be. So, of course, what am I doing? The next 2 or 3 hours, dude, I am on it, dude. I'm like,
sure.
I got to. So, after I did my due diligence and was reading on everything on Pope, I mean, of course, I knew who Pope was and all this, but man, I think it's going to be a really good hire. I mean, he's got an innovative offense.
Yes.
Man, he brings an energy like no other. I mean, you could tell just the other day at the press conference, and man, I'm just total excitement. He knows what this job entails. He even said at the press conference, and he wanted to make sure that us as fans understand that he knows what he's getting into. What's important to Kentucky, he knows. Going down there and winning that SEC championship is important to us. We spend a lot of damn money down there. I go down there every year, and it's no fun losing in the first round when you've got to pay your rooms or your house till Sunday. Okay? So that is important to us. He made another point that it's an honor to wear this jersey. You're not doing us a favor by wearing that jersey. It's an honor to have that put on. I thought that was brilliant. My favorite thing is I can't wait for when Kentucky and U of L play this year, when the two meet in the middle to shake hands and take that picture. I mean, it's going to be looking like you and I.
Pretty much.
I mean, it'll be good. What are you thinking, man? What do you think?
Well, last time we spoke, Coach Kelsey, he hadn't been. They said he was going to be the coach, but we hadn't seen his press conference or anything. Yeah, it's exciting. Obviously, everyone knows that I would literally have taken anybody besides the guy we had last year because he was terrible. But that is yesterday. Today is a new day, and everything's positive. Everything's positive for U of L. Everything's positive for UK.
What about what about Kelsey? Did you see him dress up with the football outfit on?
Oh yeah,
catching the balls. Caught about it. How many takes do you think that took? I think he did on the first one.
It's kind of weird. We've always, you and I definitely, all the coaches U of L and UK has had have always been much older than us. You know? So now, I mean, these guys are pretty close to our age. Kelsey is my age. I think Pope might be a little bit.
Pope's 51.
Yeah, he's a little bit older, but
he's got.
It's exciting.
It's funny. He's got. He's got 4 daughters. I've got 2 daughters. They're both the same age. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it's kind of cool to be able to put yourself in their situations and go, man. So how do they do this and be the head man for UK or the head man for U of L? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But man, it's going to be neat. I mean, just even everybody, it was funny the other day. We were up at the beach, and you're going to love this story. We're up at the beach. U of L is playing, the baseball team is playing. Who they play yesterday? Do you remember?
Virginia.
Okay, so Virginia's just dog whooping them. It's like, I don't know, 15-4. It's in the bottom of the seventh at ninth without whatever. I'm like, then there's only one. Of course, we got the Masters on all the other ones. I'm like, Blue's sitting next to me. I'm like, hey, pork chop, you think we can get the Mark Pope introduction on the TV there? And he's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You want to watch an introduction? And I'm like, man, like, you don't even have, like, at this point, I'm like, I don't need any volume or anything. I just want to see, like, what's the crowd looking like? Because I'm like checking out Twitter and stuff, and they're like, this place is filling up. This place is filling up. So I wanted to, like, see it live, you know. So eventually we talk pork chop into turning it on. And, man, I mean, when I looked up there at the television and I saw that place was packed like that, and then they said there were still 5,000 fans outside of Rupp Arena, I was like, Big Blue is back, baby. You know, like, I think they just wanted, the BBN wanted to be like, look, dude, it don't matter who's up here. It don't matter, Cal, we loved you, man, but it don't matter. We will reunite and we will be bigger and better than ever. And when you have questions about a coach, can he recruit? And then you've got boosters that have already said we're going to give $4 million. I like my chances.
It's gonna be really interesting to see, because you have the last 15 years we got Cal's guys, and they're worth like $1 billion in the NBA, and then you got I hope the old Patino guys still have some money to give, because those Cal guys got a lot of money. It'd be interesting to see is Shea Alexander. He's about to sign about $250 million contract. Are these guys going to go with UK? Are these guys going to go with Cal or both?
Well, let's think about this. Okay, think about this. At the end of the day, you know, how many times was Derrick Rose around the UK campus? None. Yeah, you know, it's like these guys are still Kentucky. Sure, they love Cal and they're Cal's guys, but at the end of the day, they're going to come back and be the Y, not the A. You know what I'm saying, at a ball game. So that doesn't concern me. I will say this though, Kelsey with a good hire in Peyton Sievin, in my opinion. Don't you think that'll be good?
Yeah, we got to get some young, you know, and like I talked earlier, Louisville needs hungry assistants, hungry coach. You know, this guy's coming up from the minors. He's hungry. He wants it.
Right.
You know, Kenny Payne, he'd been there a little bit before. He rested a little bit on his laurels a little bit. And,
yeah. And but you know what's in my opinion what's going to be cool is now we're going to actually kind of see like some recruiting battles going on. You know, because
it's different now.
No offense, but you know, years ago, I mean, it was pretty much Kentucky picked who they wanted, and then Louisville would get the leftovers.
We wouldn't even get the leftovers
if they could. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we never really had that. There was never that battle for recruits where I think Kelsey and Pope are both kind of going after the same type of player to fit in their system. So I think you're going to see a lot more.
You know, both Pope and Kelsey last year. Offensively, I think they're both ranked. I should say this: 3-pointers. Both guys shoot the shit out of the three.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
So I think they're in the top 17 in the country in threes.
BYU shot the most.
Tell you
they
what,
shot more threes than
BYU was good last year.
Yeah.
I mean, look what they did.
The first year in the Big 12.
Sure.
I mean, they beat Kansas, beat Baylor. Who else did they beat? Quite a few other good teams. I mean. And that's him in his first year in that Big 12 with 2 and 3 stars. I mean, theoretically. Now, granted, they did have a couple. He did pick up a couple nice transfers in, but I mean that just speaks volumes, in my opinion. That
is UK still the needle?
Oh, we always have been. We always will.
I had a feeling you were going to say
absolutely.
That's yet to be seen.
Absolutely.
You think you are going to, not having the number one recruiting class every year?
Well, that's okay. because
What do you mean it's okay? You all were like number one recruit. I thought you all were going to put banners up for number one recruiting class.
No. I mean, now granted,
It's going to be different. It's going to be way different.
It's awesome. It is awesome when you got all that talent in there. It was awesome. However, the bad thing, what wasn't awesome was when you lose in the first round to Oakland, when you lose in the first round to St. Peter's. That is not awesome. And then the way this game is going now, and you're seeing, like this year, I think in the Final Four, there was only two or three 5 stars, and I think only one of them started in the entire Final Four. So with that being said, I don't think it's as much as far as the recruits that you're getting, being freshmen, as opposed to being able to actually go out and find a diamond in the rough. You know what I'm saying? Find a young man like Connect for Tennessee this year, who spent his time at Northern Colorado. So I think it makes it more of a smoother transition, in my opinion.
This next couple weeks are going to be interesting. UK has, I think, 2 guys on their team right now. Louisville's got 3, and obviously you need 13 guys on your team. So.
Yeah, and everybody says, I know a lot of guys are worried about like, oh well, I hope we just don't get all the BYU transfers now. I'm going, well, if we get the 3 best players on the team, they were pretty damn good last year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one of those guys who's the 6th man of the year, he's going to be playing with the professionals. He'll be in the NBA. So come on, baby, come on.
It's all about money. Who's got the Benjamins?
How you feel about all this?
I hate it.
Is it really? It makes you sick, doesn't it?
I don't even want to watch it.
Like, I can't even, you're not even fired enough to talk about it or anything.
I hate it. It's like,
that's sad, man.
Uva and UK are like, please buy season tickets. And, it's like going to a goddamn NBA game. And now you want us to pony up and pay the players? It's going to take a while for me to get.
Well, yeah, I know you're sour on it. However,
it sucks.
It's not going to change though. So
it's only going to get worse.
You can just crawl up in a hole and bitch about it, or you can just embrace it and enjoy it.
I'm just going to follow Bellarmine.
It's getting to be the same way too.
All right, enough coach talk.
All right.
Because next week or whenever we meet again, we're going to have to spend a lot of time on this because there's a lot of players.
Oh, we're going to get a lot of
that. All of a sudden, they're going to
now. Come
start
on, man.
busting.
Now, you say you don't like it, but I know you're up to date on who they're going after. And
I'm really not. I know that we got a guy from Terrence, from James Madison, Terrence Edwards.
He's pretty good.
He averaged 17 a game. He's good.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'll just let the chips fall in place.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
All right. Maybe I can get you excited about this one day.
Maybe one day. We'll see who Louisville gets.
Yeah. Let's see who they get.
All right, let's do a brief NCAA recap. UConn beat Purdue 75-60. UConn covered every game in the tournament. And you know what? They covered every game in the tournament last year. 12 games in a row that UConn has covered. So that's
unreal. I mean, that just goes to show the dominance, man. I mean, Hurley's. He got a team. Just great, and it hadn't happened since 6 and 7 with Florida. So
yeah.
Kudos to Connecticut. It's kind of with them playing in the Big East. I don't know. I just didn't watch them a whole lot this year. I knew they had a good ball club. You know what I'm saying? But when I watched them in the tournament, I'm just thoroughly impressed.
Big East should have gotten more than 3 teams in. Seton Hall wins the NIT. The Mountain West gets 6 teams in. I don't know what their record was, but I don't think it's very good. The tournament.
No. But yeah, kudos to them. It was a good tournament. I bet it's just
a lot of chalk.
Lots of chalk. And
that
always tends to happen, and I try to tell myself this every time, these past couple of years where we're thinking that, with the NIL, it makes everybody more on a level playing field, but it tends not to, granted the first rounds you're going to have upsets regardless, but even the past couple of years with the NIL now, you're noticing the creme de la creme is continuing to rise to the top.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done.
UConn's gonna be good next year too, so They got it going on.
I mean, what about that? Kentucky goes after him and reportedly offered him $11 million, bro. I mean, to pass that up,
it's a lot.
I know you can't necessarily win 2 national titles and then go sayonara.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
they swung.
But
they took a swing.
But I think we might have had a lot better opportunity of getting him had he lost.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
sure.
What do you think?
I don't think he was going to come anyway, but you're right. If they would have lost,
we might have.
He might have listened a little bit longer.
But I mean, you know how these coaches are, though. Some of them are like, I mean, he would have been the highest paid collegiate coach. I mean, that's crazy.
Maybe even NBA too.
I know, 11 million.
That's crazy. All right, let's. The Masters ended yesterday. You know.
What can you say? I mean, what can you say? Who is this guy?
He just
is he
he's
Tiger
solid.
Woods reincarnated?
He hasn't had a round over par this year in 2024 anywhere.
I mean,
he made
it's kind of like going out there and watching old Josh Weber back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Just hits the green, 2 putts, maybe 1 putt every now and then.
Back in the day.
Yeah, that's what I said, back in the day.
Way back. Scotty made $12.6 million in the last 35 days. A cool $361,000 a day. The guy's on a heater. And you could have got him.
He's won 3 out of the last 4.
You could have got him at 4-1. And I don't play the favorites ever really, but I might need to start at 4-1. That's like Derby, It's like, the horse was only 4-1. He was the favorite, but shit, 4-1's going to pay $10.40.
Well, here's the thing too. I mean, if he's 4-1 at the Masters, I mean, if he was playing in the next week in the Heritage, I mean, what's he going to be there? 2.5. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That means that's the hardest tournament to win out of the whole year. One of them anyhow, and if he's going to be that low of odds, I mean, I can't do it, But maybe you should. Maybe you should.
I thought Oberg and Homa and Morikawa, man, they did as much as they could. And then when I think Scotty on Saturday, I think he bogeyed or double bogeyed a hole, and all of a sudden he was in 4th or 5th, and it was like, okay. And then everybody shit themselves totally.
And what makes him so great is if you go back and you look, every time he bogeys a hole, it's not even that he comes back with a par. It's like a birdie and a half. You know what I'm saying? So like, he's getting a lot of birdies even after a bogey. I mean, he's just on a heater, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and the thing about it is, I know it's boring, but like what he's doing is crazy, like what Tiger Woods did.
Yeah.
But it had been so long, since Tiger did it. It's like, oh well, Tiger did it, so is it really that big of a deal? I mean, I'm kind of watching to see him. That like, I think he's kind of getting to the point where it's like, hey, Scotty's in the lead again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you remember back in the day, it'd be like, Tiger's in the lead again. You'd stop what you were doing, and on the back nine, you turn on Tiger Woods. Just what? I think we might be getting there with Scotty Scheffler. I mean, it's just fun to watch.
And they kept saying, remember, he was struggling putting. Everybody was saying, oh, he's not a very good putter, but he's still, like, winning. Imagine if he...
That's what he's doing now.
Yeah. He was hitting putts, and
and that's what you're seeing. Yeah, I mean, that's what you're seeing now. That was the whole thing. If this guy ever could putt, and then, oh, my goodness.
What about our boy JT on Friday? Did you see his ending?
No, I didn't.
He doubled 15, doubled 16, bogeyed 17, and doubled 18. He was even on the 15th hole, and 6 over was the cut.
Man,
he misses the
cut.
It's like, geez,
yeah,
bud.
I didn't even pay attention to that. But Adberg, I mean, that kid's gonna be really good, man.
He's only 21. He's gonna
first time in the Masters and finished in second place. Very good outing.
Hopefully, Scotty can get some Ryder Cup wins.
Scotty's not playing this week, is he?
No. Yeah. They're in the Hilton Head this week.
Yep. Adberg is though.
Is he really?
Him. Yeah. Yeah.
He can play.
Watch him. That's who I'm picking this week, as a matter of fact.
All right, we got what? We got 3 weeks till Derby. 2 weeks. 3. 3.
3 weeks till Derby.
Yeah.
And we got some exciting news too.
Tell
I'm
us.
not gonna say who or what or when, but I was in contact with one of the Derby favorites, owners, and I think we're gonna have him on the podcast.
That'd be great.
If things work out, probably the next one. Okay, so all of our loyal Rumors from the Corner listeners out there, put your hands together. I think it'd be cool as shit. Our first ever guest, and he'd be an owner of a Derby horse. I think that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Oh,
It's going to be awesome.
I have one more tidbit before we get into the horses.
Talk to me.
Talking about the UK U of L. This will be the first time when these two square off with a handshake since 1922. There wasn't a national championship between one of the two coaches.
Wow. That's huge.
How about that, little
That's
buddy?
pretty huge.
That was some knowledge out there.
You pulled
I
that
got
out of your
knowledge.
ass.
I got knowledge.
All
But
right.
anyway, but yeah, man, that'd be awesome. We get our man in here,
Yeah.
and he's cool too.
He's real cool.
Y'all like him.
All right, so we got the favorites here. We got Fierceness, Sierra Leone. Cox's number one horse looks like Catching Freedom.
Hey,
Is that his number one
he
horse?
worked the other morning. He worked really well. I will say this: I'm going to start getting going here on the backside, probably starting next week, and hopefully get you, our loyal listeners, some good info leading up to the Derby. But yeah, Catching Freedom worked the other morning. He worked really good, and that's Cox's other horse, Just a Touch.
He's got 3, it looks like, right now.
Just a touch. Keep an eye out on that one too as well. Horse has only raced 3 times, but if he continues to move forward, he's gonna be something. And then our boy Coxie just had Encino, man. He won the Lexington the other day, wire to wire. So
Looks like he's going to get in probably now, too.
yeah, it does. So good luck to him. I mean, now granted, that Fierceness is going to be awful tough.
Yeah.
And, it's probably going to be the fastest horse in the race, but that doesn't
You're right.
necessarily always. Yeah, so speaking of fierceness, obviously he's going to be the fastest horse in the race, but with that being said, being the Derby, being the fastest horse don't always mean you're going to win the race. But
Yep.
It's shaping out to be a good Derby, in my opinion. Sierra Leone looked really good the other day. Fierceness. There's a lot of good horses. I don't know if there's a great horse in this bunch. We never do know. It seems to me like more and more these 3-year-olds are, really starting to get better at the age of 4.
Yep.
And that's if we get to see them run till the age of 4 anyhow, with the day and era we are in now with just wanting to retire them and stud them.
You been out there? You seen the new paddock yet?
I have not been in a couple weeks. However, our boy Big Rig from the Gold Room, he's telling me that this particular paddock, he said on opening night, he said it is going to rock it and roll. He said that paddock is built for night racing. He said it is going to be awesome, and we're going. I've already got us tickets. We're going out there. We're going to have our suits on. Maybe take the cane out there. Come on. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let me give a little shout out to our sponsor here, one of our sponsors, Pat Norris, PTP Painting. Pat does a heck of a job. His phone number is 502-528-3600. Pat does painting, cabinets, deck staining, power washing.
Big decks, little decks. He'll do them all.
Give him a call. Well, last thing we got is the Cubs and the Reds. They're both 9-6, so we can't really sit here and talk shit to each other quite yet. But that'll come up.
I just can't wait till we start playing them Cubs and get some more wins on.
Yeah, I can't
on
wait.
The book. That's about
That's
the time
gonna be
we
fun.
start playing the Cubs, when the Reds will start hitting their stride, go on a big winning streak.
I don't know about that, but
What about my boy Lodolo the other day? Comes back, 5 1/3 innings. He pitched 10 strikeouts, 1 hit, 1 base on balls.
have you seen our Japanese pitchers?
No, I haven't.
Oh, buddy.
I hope they win one soon.
I don't know their names, but those guys, they're pretty damn good.
I have not.
All right.
What
Everyone,
about that young Holiday kid, though? How about him? He's like, what, 19,
Yeah.
20 years old?
Matt Holliday's kid.
He hadn't started off too strong, but it's fun
Obviously.
to see
Yeah.
it's fun to see a young kid.
He's
get
going to
up
be
there.
like he looks so skinny. He looks like a
He
King
does.
Griffey Jr.
Yeah, it's fun, man. But
10 years from now, he's going to be a monster.
Yeah, I love them youngins.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back soon. Any questions, comments?
Get ready to heat up with these horses, baby. I'm
That's
ready.
right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all soon.